Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to another game of AndreZot calls. No, did I get that wrong? Probably. My brain just went into complete autopilot mode there. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another game of Fury of Dracula. Of course, another game from AndreZot calls, the team tournament that is ongoing for Fury of Dracula. Of course, we have a match here between Mettking playing as the Hunters and AndreZot playing as Dracula. Hello to everybody in the chat, on Twitch. Hello to everybody watching this back after the fact on YouTube. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube, you can find the links in the description to all the people who record games from the Fury of Dracula community, as well as a playlist from all the games from this tournament, and also the link to my Twitch. Come and hang out live. We do Fury of Dracula and lots of other cool stuff there. Hello, everybody. Yes, indeed. Who's in the chat with us? We've got Sophie's here, Snuff is here, Pizza Wizard here, Geordie is here, Mettking was here but then disappeared, rightly so. I think Fangs of Fire was here earlier as well. Hello, hello. Soren is here. Hello, Soren. Welcome in. Local Rumours in Vienna. And it is a miss. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome in. Yeah, it's been a busy day. I did stream about 4 hours of Ori and the Blind Forest. I don't know how it was 4 hours, because it didn't feel like 4 hours. Hide Scouts. Will we find Dracula? Ooh! We have. Well, at least the starting location. It was Valona. And then we did watch the game between Fangs of Fire and Azaghal. I was only able to record the second half of it. Do I even need newspapers now? Maybe not. So yeah, that's a start. So yeah, we saw Fangs of Fire win against Azaghal. And now we're going to see this game from the very beginning, so that's always nice, so we can see a full game. We've already got 10 people watching. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Don't be shy. I was going to say, should we put some predictions where Jack is going to start? Nope. Because we already kind of know. Should we just run the predictions now? I was going to say, when the trailer's revealed, we can do the predictions, because we did do the predictions a little bit later in the match that took place last night, and I think maybe it might have potentially influenced things quite a bit. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a quick 2-minute advert just to push those adverts as far through into the game as possible, and then we'll run the predictions, so then people can vote who they think who's going to win the game, and you can put channel points up for grabs. Alright, so for those of you who are not subscribed, I'll see you in 2 minutes. For those of you watching on YouTube and who are subscribed on Twitch, then you don't have to see those adverts. So hello, hello, we can stay in here. Do we think it's actually Athens, or is it a fake Athens start? The misdirect makes sense to me, because you want to make it look like you went to Athens. So we'll have to see. Faith in King Met. Well, very good hide scouts, definitely. Misdirects are just Athens, or is it faking that it's Athens? Ah, the mind games. But it's quite likely it's going to be Athens here, especially if we throw down a rumor token. Then it might well be Athens. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It is... Okay, so Dracula is somehow not in Austro-Hungary. I think that's impossible. Well, maybe not, actually, because it could have been Sarajevo, right? After Valona, so it's not impossible. It could have been Belgrade as well. So, yeah. I think the psychic scan is good, but that kind of tells me that maybe the horse economy is pretty good over this side. Because, I don't think you psychic scan there if the horse economy is not set up, at least for the tickets anyway. Could do wolf form And back to lair. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Valona could have been kept on the trail for that reason, but actually ended up being misdirected, so I guess it's not going to be the case. Economy is vital indeed as Pizza Wizard. And yes, and that's kind of the thing. The fact that Pizza Wizard, Mettking used a vital night action, which he should be using to get tickets, and is instead... Okay. Drawing off and Harker. Is using the Psychic Scan. Although it's a nice Psychic Scan, kind of tells me that the tickets maybe well be all sorted out. It was Athens, but no hide. That's very important. That's very important. Alright, so the advert has passed. We got an hour and 27 minutes of uninterrupted Fury of Dracula. Nice. That's what we want to see. And hopefully, if the game goes on a bit longer, hopefully we can manage those ads a bit. Because I don't want any of you missing any important actions. Yeah, Athens has been revealed. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to start a prediction. But what I'll do is I'll actually let it run for 10 minutes. So you've got a bit of time to see where you think things are going to go. So you don't have to vote immediately. So you vote with the channel points. You can wager as many... I'm going to do it for a 15-minute prediction. How's that? Because I think in 15 minutes we can get quite a lot of information about this game. So there we go. Let's do start prediction. There we go. So there you go. You've got 15 minutes to predict who you think is going to win this game. Don't forget about it now. And if you pick the right side, then you and all the other people who have picked that side will then share the channel points that were gained, which were wagered by the side that lost. Just in case people don't know, Mettking is the more experienced of these two players. Mettking has been in the community for about... Oh, he's in Austria-Hungary. Very interesting. Okay. Mettking's been in the community for about 2 years now, I want to say. Was played in the League of Dracula 2023. That was the first tournament Mettking had played in. So looking at just under 2 years at this point. 18 months to 2 years. Whereas AndreZot's only been in the community for about 9 months. So Mettking's got about a year's worth of experience on top. That being said, AndreZot has played in tournaments more recently. Mettking hasn't played a lot of recent games of Fury of Dracula, only in this tournament, but AndreZot did play in the previous tournament, the League of Dracula 2024. Will that make a difference? We'll have to see. Both teams are actually doing very well in the league. I think they've got... I think Mettking and Wormtown have got above a 50% win rate. And Snuff and AndreZot together definitely do. That's for certain. So yeah, two very strong teams. So we'll have to see. Oh, AndreZot maybe has 3 wins to Mettking's 2. Ooh, we want to hype up your team, mate, obviously. So we know where Snuff's channel points are going. So you can wager as many channel points as you like, but the more that you wager, then the greater the spoil of the points. If you're at the moment... Okay, it's 94% in favour of Mettking. There's only 2 to 1 in terms of the number of people. Okay, Belgrade's not on the trail. That's interesting. So it looks like maybe Dracula's trying to sneak up into Munich already. So yeah, feel free to wager as many channel points as you like. Obviously, those of you who are around in the community for longer will have more points to spend, although some people did lose some in the predictions last night. Okay. Oh, Zagreb is not on the trail. Ooh. Now that's interesting. And Belgrade wasn't either. So is Dracula now in Klausenberg? I think it looks like it. I lost 3k. Oh, you can win them all back. You can win them all back, Sophie. Hide in Sarajevo, very possibly. I have seen that before. It's very possible that Mina might just walk solo onto it. Especially if a slow horse comes along. So you've got loads of time to donate your channel points. You lost 3k and you've just betted 5k. Damn. Okay, Mina's got good luck. Doesn't have horses though. So any movement she does expend trying to deal the trail is going to take her like away from Godalming, away from psychic scanning possibilities. So Mettken's going to manage this move a little bit carefully. How are they going to get to Athens in time? Does Mina have sense of emergency? Does she have a stake? Maybe she checks Zagreb just to see if Dracula went through this way and then it's going to send an emergency onto Athens. Obviously, Mettking has started with the Pizza Wizard setup with Seward in Bordeaux, so Seward's a little bit closer to the action. But Seward's just going to still keep supplying, I guess, because Dracula's not going up through this corridor, because Mina and Godalming are blocking it. No wolf form. Is Dracula now in Budapest, potentially? Hard to see. Remember, we are playing with the Dark Call variant, so if Dracula wants to Dark Call and get an event card on top... Yeah, sense of urgency? Very possibly. It's the only way. Unless they don't have it. And the Zagreb move was only just to see if Dracula had gone that way. To know that information before he gets wiped off the trail. RV, but the problem is you're gonna have to stumble through Valona. If Mina doesn't... Maybe she has an escape route, so maybe the move wasn't that risky. I've been in situations before, when we played our final game, Pizza Wizard, you know, we have situations that way, even though Dracula was discovered early, if the hunters don't have the movement, they can't stop this. That's why Athens is such a good location on the board. You can't get there with any rail movement. You have to do it with road movement, so it's with horses or a sense of emergency. Alright, Mina is backtracking, so that looks like they're giving it up. Okay, we're about halfway through the prediction time. Why move it to 11? Maybe just to rule out if Dracula was sitting there. Again, that movement indicates to me that maybe Mina has escape route. Oh, sorry for the yours. Or heroic leap. Or planned ambush. Something that will make the combat a lot less threatening. Or Mettking just playing balls to the wall. It is also closer to the east by rail, that is also true. But then, wouldn't you just rather just Psychic Scan? Don't know. Well, the important thing is, Dracula has not gone east. Sorry, it's not gone through the west, the east-west corridor and has got into Munich. That's really important. Dracula could have been in Budapest today. Oh yeah, they're 5 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, did I miscount? Yeah, I miscounted. Okay. That's okay. Okay, so Dracula couldn't have been there anyway. That's fine. So Athens is going to mature. Now, for AndreZot's sake, we have to hope it's not a fake rumor token. AndreZot has done fake rumor tokens before. If this is a fake rumor token, then AndreZot has lost out on a potential 7 points. I kind of like this, though, from Mettking, that there's no panic. Oh, behind the veil. Ooh, oh, no fog. Ooh. Oh, gets rid of the hoax and not the vampire. Interesting. No worries, Snuff. Have a good one. We'll find out if you win the channel points or not. Have fun and safe journey back home too. Alrighty, so you got about, I don't know, another 6 minutes or so to get your predictions in, folks. If you want to win some channel points, which you can then win and contribute towards a potential bagpipe stream, then vote now. Who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be Mettking or AndreZot? So it kind of looks like Mettking has got the edge. But it's 2 people against 2 people. It's just the 2 people who've gone for Mettking have just either are more certain that Mettking's going to win, or they just have more channel points to spend. Summers are impoverished. Oh dear. Right, Dracula's now is not in Austro-Hungary, so that seems like to me that Dracula went into Klausenburg and then went into Glatz now. That's what I think. Oh, it was a vampire. Okay, okay. No fake rumors today, then. No fake rumors. This game is very pivotal because, as I said, these 2 teams are quite close in the standings. Not in terms of IDS, but in terms of win-loss. And that's the main thing. Win-loss is always going to be the difference here in terms of ranking the teams. The IDS is our sort of tiebreaker system. Think of goal difference in football, right? Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. The fact that Snuff lost to Worm Talent means actually the top 4 status of the Carbonara Special is really at risk here if Mettking gets the win. Because this is very pivotal for AndreZot to try and win this. Got 7 points, which is very good. That's a very good start. Dracula in Bucharest? No. Right, okay. So Dracula is now on either Black Sea Coast, Sofia, Glatz, or Belgrade. AndreZot vs. Azagar was one of the first streams I watched. Really? I've seen a lot of AndreZot. I assume that means there are going to be horses I have to get traded. I assume that's what that is. Now, that was kind of risky. But I don't... Oh, wait. It's not on the trail. Huh? Oh, this must be Belgrade, then. I don't remember if it's Azagar versus AndreZot. It must have been. There's a stake. Ooh. Very nice. Catching the vampire. And there's no ambush there either. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I assume Van Helsing has double horses. No, he didn't ambush. He didn't ambush. I assume because he was trying to bait out the lack of stake. That's the thing. When you're playing as Dracula, and you don't see the hunters go into Athens, you have to then make an assertion about, or an assumption about what, or deduction even about what the hunters have. Is it they had lack of movement, or was they have lack of stake? And in this case, it looked like it was lack of movement was the problem early, not the lack of stake. I can't remember who won. Good question. Haven't got a clue. Was it actually that game? I've seen like so many games now, they all kind of blur into one after a while. Let's see. I'll have a quick look on the channel. Wow, that's happening. So we've got oh, I don't like Godalming moving here. I think Godalming should take advantage in supply. You're on a big city. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. Yeah, for some reason I can't look at all my videos. Hey, Anna, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Right, Mina. Oh, Mina. Wait, did Mina just use horses? I think she did. I'm not seeing that game, Sophie. It's possible. Don't remember. Too many games. Oh yes, the prediction is about to end. If you want to predict who you think is going to win this game, then you can wager some channel points, and then you can gain some more if you guess correctly. Currently, Mettking has the lion's share, has over almost 80% of the points, even though more people have voted for AndreZot. So if you vote for AndreZot and AndreZot gets the win, you're going to get a lot of points here. AndreZot is 7 influence up, halfway to victory. You're once again stuck under your cat. That's not the worst place to be on a Saturday night, to be honest. Okay, Belgrade Spy. Rifle discarded. Oh, there was an escape route. Okay, hence the slightly ballsy movement there by Mina. Mina does have a horse. And Gadami has horses. Does Sud have 2 white ones? Is that what the problem is? It might well be. But that's interesting. Godalming used up a stake, and now there's a rumor token. It could be fake. Alrighty, okay, predictions are closed. 3 people have voted for AndreZot, 2 for Mettking, but as I said, Mettking has almost 80% of the channel points in his favour, so I have to see. I don't like Godalming moving off Bucharest, personally. I think it's better to supply and then move off. He didn't go into Varna. Interesting. Okay, so, and it can't be... Oh, it could be Sofia Salonika. And a hide. Oh. Hey, Lynn. Welcome in. Thank you for contributing to the bagpipe stream. Yeah, it's very possible here... Is there any way you could have been Galatz? No, because... Oh, Galatz hide... And then once Mina vacated Klausenberg, moved into Klausenberg. That's definitely possible. Hey, Anna, thanks for the contribution. Okay, yes. I think Sud had 2 white ones. I think that's what the problem was. Right, Mina's also down a weapon. So, I think... Yeah, I don't mind the backtrack there. Take a turn, supply with both of them, and then you'll find the trail. The rumor token is kind of concerning though, because the lack of stake, because Gadami used it on the Bucharest vampire, which he had to do. I'm not complaining about that. I'm really surprised the hoax got ditched and not the reckless vampire. Unless you got a planned ambush to hit it with Heavenly Host, it's gonna be those vampires can be really tenacious, and if you're really up against it, you could suddenly end up in a situation where you can't kill them. And you're under pressure, and then you just lose very fast. We've got 2 stakes and discards. Only 1 crucifix. Only 2 bullets. So we've got some potential there for some shenanigans in combat with holy bullets, with a hidden crucifix. Maybe there's not a lot of garlic in the discard either. Only 1 garlic, so there's definitely some interesting things that could happen here. If Sud is supplied and comes in all guns blazing, then, yeah, this vamp might not stay alive very long. But I think... Yeah, Godalming and Mina have to supply up. I think they should... I don't think Godalming should have gone to Valona. I don't think that achieved anything. Because you moved him off onto a big city and then had to move him back again. I think it's just easier to stay in place, supply, and then go. That's just my honest opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. Vampire Lair would also save Mettking here if that rumor token does mature. But the Vampire Lair will have to get played before. But as I said before, AndreZot does like fake rumor tokens. So this might not be a real vampire. But we did see a Reckless in Dracula's hand when Behind the Veil got played. So we'll see. What's been discarded? Excellent weather. That's a tad unfortunate. But the horse economy is looking good, though. Yeah, the horse economy is looking very good from the hunter's side. And Gadami must be really stacked up if he's having to discard excellent weather. Newspaper reports. Alright, so we know it's Sofia then. That's fine. Ooh, and where's Dracula? Is Dracula in Vienna now? Is Dracula in Zagreb and hiding? Is Dracula down in this area? Is Dracula backtracking to go up through Belgrade and Klausenburg? Quite a few different places, and I have to go be a little bit careful here, especially if Seward moves past to try to get to Sofia with a stake. I'm not a fan of that move. As much as Vienna is a risk, I think Mina being down an item is arguably worse. I know you got the escape route, but... Time for a wolf form? Possibly. Yeah, if you're in Zagreb, yes. But I think also you're going to put the Huns under a lot of pressure, because if Gadami does not find this stake, one of these two Huns are going to have to deal with the Sofia Vampire. Which then means they're not dealing with Dracula going this way. So, yeah. I don't like the move to Vienna, personally. I'm not a fan of that. I think supplying with her is very important, because you might pick up the last stake you need, get her into, get her to Sofia in time to deal with it. Or Sofia, how are you supposed to pronounce the name of that place? And now probably now Belgrade's being led, so you gotta be careful if you step on that. Sarajevo could be bats. You gotta be really careful here. So yeah. Hey Mettking, welcome in. Hello, hello. Hope you're well. So yeah, we've got quite a game here. I don't know if you've missed the beginning bit, but yeah, Mettking is 7 points down because there was a vampire in Athens that Mettking could not deal with. Maybe because of lack of movement or lack of stake. The problem is now, there was a vampire in Bucharest that Gadaming dealt with, but now there's a rumour token that's appeared behind it, and I don't know where the stakes are. And Mina hasn't supplied because she's been moving around. Okay, this signals to me that Gadaming's picked up a stake. So, if you voted for Mettking, you can take a sigh of relief. Otherwise, if this rumour token can be dealt with, I think the Huns are going to be in quite a good spot, because they've been supplying up quite a bit. Dracula hasn't Darkhold, so there's no Dracula event. I don't know if I like that. Well, it depends. I don't mind that move. I would have preferred it if Mina was in Budapest, because now almost if Dracula's in Budapest now. You do have an escape route, so it could be worse. Maybe you should just supply. Don't move, just supply. I think is the right idea. But you've now got 3 hunters over here. As long as they're equipped and they can start dealing with this stuff, then this trio could disappear very quickly. And then AndreZot's in a bit of a sticky situation if he gets caught. Black Sea Coast. There is Rufus Smith and discard pile. We saw it in the previous game where Rufus Smith got played, and that caused issues for Dracula. So you gotta be a little bit careful here. If this rumor cannot get dealt with, then we got a problem from the hunter side. Time to wolf form. Oh, it's a fake rumor. Okay, we had nothing to worry about from the hunter side. It was all just with his old tricks again. Can he deal with this though? That's the question. But Dracula hasn't taken any damage. But maybe Dracula's looking to try and Dark Call. Oh, no Heavenly Host. But then again, I probably wouldn't even show the Heavenly Host here, because Dracula's not taking any damage as of yet. And if Dracula goes to sea, that just makes it even easier, because I know where the trail is. But Dracula's not on a port city right now. Belgrade's a lair. Oh, there's a stake on Seward. Oh, it's a wolves. Okay, but there's no... The rumour token's fake, so that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Gun on Seward. Okay, so Seward has probably a Heavenly Host, a gun... and and fast horses. But that means Sue does not have an escaper's bat, anti-escaper's bat weapon, which I think is really important. So yeah, Dracula is probably in Klausenburg or Budapest, I would suspect. Wolfform here would be pretty good. Wolfform to Prague, though, is potentially quite scary, because if the hunters find you there, they could CG you. Sud has Holy Bullets. There's one Holy Bullets left. It's possible he has it. Mettking likes Holy Bullets. Alright, okay. Oh. Dracula's gone back onto his lair. Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's not the best of bluffs, because if this was a vampire, then you've got a real problem, because the hunters have to basically deal with the vampire or kill you today. Well, I guess Dracula's thinking if there's a fight and it goes badly, he has got a Desperate Soul behind it that will mature. I guess we'll find out, Geordie. Is it Holy Bullets or Heavenly Host? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I don't know about this move from AndreZot. I like the boldness of it. I just don't know. Yeah, he's close to the castle. If there's an escaper's bat. So, I mean, it's not the worst place if there's a fight. As long as Dracula doesn't die, you can escape his bat from it. You get to the castle, Discred Soul mature behind you. You then still got wolf form. Yeah, Mettkin's thinking makes sense. It kind of makes me suggest, well, so we can sort of deduce that there's probably a renewed vigor here, because you wouldn't spend this long thinking about anything else.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one. There's not the imminent threat of a mature. But please pick the wrong choice. Oh, I love his banner. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know here. Do you take the bait? No. Okay, well, whatever Mettking was pondering over. It does cause a slightly awkward situation for Godalming. Does Godalming go back to deal with Sarajevo? Or does Mina go? If Godalming goes to... Speed Telegraph? I don't know what benefit Speed Telegraph would give here. Unless there's somebody with Forewarned. And they want to forewarn the book. Godalming's going in. Okay. That's interesting. Sensibility on Mina? Maybe? And then the escape route to get out of this reckless fight? Possibly. Possibly. Oh, nice punch. Very good punch. Especially with the threat of giving up damage there and also an additional point. That's a very good punch. Yeah, I don't know, because you got this Desecrated Soil, so... It's almost as if Dracula has essentially 3 additional health, is the way to think about it. Oh. Nice try on the crucifix. The problem is now, Dracula knows that Godalming has a crucifix. So you can... I mean, it makes sense, right? Because if Godalming can kill that Reckless... It makes life so much easier. Plotting into a punch. Very good. The vampire hand must be pretty poor. If he's having to throw out a applauding like that. Claws into Crucifix. Yep. Yep. That's the problem. That's the problem when you show Crucifix like that. The problem is if Gadami takes a lot of damage here, he could be at real risk for this night fight with Dracula. Because there's still another encounter, though we don't know what it is. Fags. Oh, man. Oh, no. So that all that damage to the vamp did nothing, and Gadami took 6 damage from that. I would feel... my gut feeling is if as soon as the Crucifix fails, you just bail from that fight. I think the other 3 or 4 rounds won't... Oh, wow, there's a new vampire. Oh my god. Ooh, yeah. I think if Mettking could rewind time and not go in here, I think Mettking would do it. This is rough. This is really, really rough. Claws into Crucifix. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I think Gadami should have just bailed round 3 from that Reckless. The Crucifix play, I think, was a good idea. It didn't work, just bail. Don't try and take even more damage. Oh, Gadami's down to 1 hit point, and we're not even in the night fight. We know he has a Crucifix. And nothing else. Ooh. No, well, if it's a redirected clause, it'll be enough. But yeah, if it's a direct clause... Oh man, this is so difficult. Okay, it makes perfect sense why AndreZot went over there now, when you got the 2 vampires there to protect you. Maybe there's Lucy's Revenge, and if Gadami could just get out, but the problem is, if Dracula wanted to, he could just stay on the spot. He could even Dark on the spot if he wanted to. I'm not quite sure why the doubles again move here. Oh, unless it's clouds above, there's like bats or something. Yeah. There is Lucy's Revenge. Okay, okay. Lucy's Revenge and Great Strength would save Gadami here if Dracula claws. Dracula might not draw well. Or Mettking might be able to fake out that he's going to escape immediately, but he actually doesn't. If you have Heavenly Host, I would just play Heavenly Host here. The problem is you got the Desperate Soul behind it. Wow, really? You get claws immediately? Oh my god. Okay. Lucy's Revenge triggers. Is there Great Strength? Nope. Damn. Godalming is a goner. And Dracula took no damage from that combat. Yeah, exactly. Like, Dracula's so safe in that combat because it's 1v1, and even if it's somehow, if he has one poor round or a couple poor rounds, there's Desperate Soul behind him. So, yeah. Yeah, this is not looking good for Mettking, unfortunately. Just because you're up to 11 points, which means even if they can't deal with the whole trail, Reckless ambushes are now relevant. Really, really, really relevant, because they could just tip you up to 13 points. Vampire Lair will be extremely necessary, but then that's a stake being used for that and not dealing with vampires. I would not be surprised here if Dracula just goes onto the Sophia Lair again. Because you're going to have triple encounter. I would not be surprised if AndreZot does that. To be honest. Oh, he didn't. Okay, that doesn't really make sense. I don't know. I would do it. Oh, he had a knife? Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, flippin' heck. Surprising return. And you're playing... But what about Sarajevo? What was if Sarajevo's a vampire? Oh. Well, that went south really quickly. No, it's not looking good, is it? I mean, it could have all been a complete bluff on AndreZot's part, but... wow. Yeah, could be fog here. Yeah, definitely could be a fog. I mean, these two with renewed vigor can get there. But then Kadami's tickets got messed up. Oh, you're charter carrying into Constanta. Okay. We don't know what's in Sarajevo. If that's a vamp and it matures, then Dracula wins. We've seen a lot of fighting vamps already. We've seen 3. Natural Fog? Oh, wow. He didn't even have forewarned. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Vampire Lair. Okay. Okay. Only relevant. I mean, if this is not a vamp, then it's good. Oh, Mina Rhodes. Oh man, Gaddafi died and lost a ticket. Oh no. Oh, Belgrade thing didn't trigger. She can make a normal move though. On a Sarajevo. So Sarajevo won't mature. Unless it's a vamp that we don't know about. Oh dear, that's very unfortunate. And Sue had lost a second action. Ah, he didn't have forewarned. That's very unlucky. Very unfortunate. Take the night fight? Maybe. Maybe. I guess it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Dracula just could play very safe. Oh, it was a bat. Okay, well that means that the next thing's maturing. Which will be... Zagreb. Well, Gadami could get there. Sud has 1 stake. So we can deal with one of these things in Bucharest. Ah, but Mina can get pushed into the double thing in Sofia. Oh man, okay. So then that heavenly, the Desecrated Soul is going to trigger again. I guess AndreZot doesn't want to take any risks, right? He's in a position here where, you know, Seward's trapped in fog, Gadami is still recovering from dying, and they don't have the tickets. Mina's lost horses. You've got Wolform if you're really desperate. The fact that Dracula hasn't played Wolform here at all is very impressive. I think the fact that Gadami had vacated Bucharest made a lot of this possible, I feel. Yeah, it's really tough. When you're up against it like this... Oh, didn't trigger that before? That's kind of interesting. Oh, right, because he knew the bats were there. Okay. So you get value out of them. You could have pushed them into Sofia, but I guess now Dracula goes into Sofia, right? Or Sofia, how do you want to pronounce it? Because... yeah, I mean, the only risk is really Seward. But if the tickets are messed up, and they got it... oh, Zagreb's maturing. It is also week 3. I feel the time is maybe not... well... AndreZot just has to survive, right, for a long time. Not for a long time, but, like, has to survive sufficiently enough. But the fact that Hunters have burnt resources... oh, it's GG. Wow. Alright then. Well, that was another quick game. And that was a maximum IDS win for Dracula. Holy crap. That's going to be a lot of channel points going to 3 of you people. 8,583 channel points are going to be rewarded amongst you all. Complete prediction. Ooh, yeah, these games have been really quick. Hey, Snuff. Snuff can't resist. Wow. Oh, that really puts the pressure on me and Geo then. Geordie in the chat. Eastern Carbonara wins. Took until the end of week 1 to get that last white one. Only horse was Van Helsing for the longest time. Damn. That's really unfortunate. No worries, Snuff. Enjoy the wedding. I hope you haven't delayed the ceremony because of this. I want my horse luck back now. I'll stop getting early newspaper information. Yeah. That's the thing in the league that we played 18 months ago. Mettking just kept having to play without getting newspaper reports, and was doing very well. Yeah, that's wow. Really, really tough. Child carriage doesn't work into Athens, unfortunately. I do. Wait, Scott's on streaming. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think this is like a really like it's a thing I've seen before in my games, or just when I'm watching. If like I have no issue with Mettking having to let Athens go because I've been in that situation before where you don't have the movement. And yeah, having to walk all the way is a really bad idea because then imagine you get tripped by a fog or a bat or something and then you can't do it. And even then, right? Once it's a fight a vampire, you have the stake. The big issue then is once you're 7 points down, you can't let anything else happen that accelerates the game out of your control. The risk going into Bucharest was so risky. And then also then, if you do that, you have to ensure that the hunters who move in take minimal damage from those vampires, or from whatever it is. God, we got both white ones. Oh, crap. Yeah. Yeah. Week 3. Yeah, it was week 3. Wow, jeez, oh. Yeah. So, as always, it's not the first 7 points which make you lose the game. It's the remaining 6 points, which I know sounds kind of, you know, a bit silly to say, but the fact that Godalming died, which is 4 points, I think, 3 or 4 points given up. But then the fact that lost white ones, so Mina didn't have movement to get where she needed to go. Renewed Vigor had to get used just to get into Sarajevo in time. You're forced to play Renewed Vigor to try and make a massive play in Constanta doesn't work. And then suddenly everyone's out of position, Godalming's dead, blah blah blah. So I want to try and maybe watch this game back if I have time to see the timing of when Godalming left Bucharest and how that maybe affected Dracula's movement. Because if Godalming just sits in Bucharest for a couple of turns, maybe Dracula will just never go back to Bucharest, and then that makes all of that situation not happen. And yeah, it's really tough when the items and stuff go against you, but then you got to try to adapt to it. That being said, I've had games in this tournament where I haven't adapted to the luck of the draw with the events or items or whatever. And then that can have catastrophic effects. But you just got to try to stay in the game for as long as possible. I knew that going into that vampire nest was a bad idea, but I had to know how bad. Yeah. Renewed Vigor with 3 people would have been could have potentially been very bad. But you had double vampire protecting. And the fact that Godalming, if that first Reckless just died, then what could happen then? Everyone could team up on the new one. And it would have made it a lot easier. The fact that Godalming didn't manage with the Crucifix to kill the vampire, and I think playing the Crucifix was the right idea. Maybe you could have dodged and then Crucifix, but there's a risk that you get out of sync by a turn. It just depends on what happens. So yeah, it's really tricky. But the fact that Godalming just couldn't survive, AndreZot drew the claws that he needed. If he didn't draw that and drew Fangs instead, Godalming would have still had to burn Lucy's Revenge. But then Godalming wouldn't have died. Now, Dracula could have stayed in place and tried to kill Godalming during the day, but there's always a chance of escape route getting traded or whatever. So, yeah. It's really tricky. It's really, really, really tricky. Yeah, I like the idea of waiting for Dracula to leave Bucharest and then surprising research and then surprising return, then go in. But you need to get Godalming alive to do that. The Forewarned is very tricky. With the fog. But sometimes you just have to hope that Dracula didn't play it out of potential arrogance or because or maybe Dracula triggers it on the wrong hunter. So really tricky game. Really tricky game. From the hunter side, it's so critical that you need to be able to stall the game out as long as possible and don't take risky fights, because if they go really badly for you, then they go really, really badly. But that's okay. That's okay. Every game is a lesson, and we always try to improve as much as we can. So yeah. And you had fog because of the dirt, but started to trigger anyway. Yeah. Yeah, tricky one. Difficult. Very, very difficult. I think once Godalming dies, then you're just running uphill from then on. That's really hard. Difficult game, but still very enjoyable to bring it to you. And another win for the Cagliari Carbonara Special. And that puts them still very much in top 4 contention. So that puts a lot more pressure on me and Geordie in the chat here to try and win our remaining games. We got 5 games left, so 2 for me and 3 for Geordie. So we'll have to see if that's going to be possible. So we're reaching the end of the league phase, and we'll see the top 4 teams will go into a semi-final best of 3 knockout. So there you go. Yeah, to go into with 2 vamps and Dracula is very hard. Yeah, that's true. But then again, we didn't know that there were 2 vamps. So there you go. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone in, because I think the risk is just too great. If it goes wrong, you're in a really, really sticky spot. Unless you've got like double escape route and great strength and planned ambush. And if you've got all the combat events so you can really circumnavigate those things, I wouldn't have risked it. But understandable. It's understandable. So yeah, thank you everybody. Say it to everybody on YouTube first. Thank you everybody for watching. Feel free to leave any comments below. And remember that all the other people who are recording games have their links in the description, as well as the link to my Twitch. Feel free to come and check it out. And thank you everybody who's watched this live on Twitch. It's only 11:30. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stop the stream to make it easier for you to export to YouTube. And then I might play another game for about an hour or so. I don't know what I'm going to play. But if you want me to stream a little bit more, we can do something different, then we can definitely do that. So yeah, let me just quickly stop the stream and then restart the stream again. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Take care everybody. Thank you for watching.